morning. My name is Lori. Welcome to We Are Quilters. This morning we are, one of my little blingy things came off. I'm going to have to get that out of there. Guess it wasn't glued as well as I thought it was. It was right there. Anyway, let me just say that we are revisiting the feathered vine, except they don't call it feathered vine. And their stitch is a little different. It doesn't have the feathery part on it. So let's take a look at, it's in this lovely book, the Stitch Sampler. I found it when I was looking for another stitch. They call it chained feather. So today I am going to show you how to do the chained feather stitch. I love feather stitches. But I'm going to show you how to do the chained feather, and it is very much like my feathered vine. So I would like to, and it doesn't have those like briar things on it. So I'm crushing on this one. Let's get to picking the blocks to do this stitch on. Yeah, there's a method to my madness when I'm picking the blocks. Now, I'm not going to do it on this one because I've already done a vine stitch on this one. I'm looking for a big open space. No, I covered up the big open space there last week. No, I covered that one up too. No. Ooh, that is a nice open space that I could put a vine on. And it has a vine on it, but I like that one, so I'll set that one aside. This one, if I were going to do more than one, I would consider this one because there are 4 spaces there, but this one is so close to the edge. So I'm going to not do that one. This one has possibilities. Very narrow, but possibility. Ooh, right down the middle there will be fantastic, or on both sides, either or. I'll put that one on the to-do pile. This one has a lot of stitching on it already, outlined. Oh, that one is so nice and blingy. This has possibilities. This has possibilities with this nice wide stripe. So I have 3 good candidates. Let me get to some practice, and then I will teach you this technique. I am back with my practice pieces. So you can see here I used a fancy schmancy thread. I know why my husband hates to work with this stuff. It does tangle very easily, but boy does it look good. And it is sparkly. Sparkly. And I also just did a plain vine. This is not a hard stitch, but you do just remember, I turn the fabric around a lot as I'm working on it. There are just a few steps that you need to remember to do as you are working on this. So I'm going to do right down through the middle, sort of, on the checker, on the gingham. So you come up, and then you go down through the same hole or thereabout. It doesn't have to be perfectly the same hole. And you head, this is where your first leaf is going to be. And leaves have the loop. Vines do not. So then you go over the working thread. The next one will go in the opposite direction, and it will be a vine. Vines do not go over the working thread. No loop. So come down and go up at an angle, the opposite direction. There is vine. To make a leaf, I go down through the same hole, come up through the same vine hole, and I make a loop and go over my working thread. Leaf loop. And if you want it to be straight, then you just line up your stitches. I like mine sort of meandering. So I'm going to go over here, and you go back up to the left, make a vine. Then I'm going to turn it to do my leaf stitch down through the same hole, up through the vine, and it's a leaf, so I go over the loop. Pull it tight, and there's my leaf. Next one is, so it alternates, leaf and then vine. So the next one is a vine, no loop. So to make my leaf, I'm going to go down through the same hole, up through the same hole, and make my loop. And that's all there is to this little vine stitch. Let me work on this a little bit. I'll do some speed stitching, and we will be done for the day. You will notice that I am getting down to this little tiny bit of thread, but I'm only halfway done. So this is a leaf is a great place to tie off and start another thread. But you have to remember, leaf, loop. Leave enough thread that you can loop over your needle, or under your needle to be exact. And then when I tie it off, I'm going to go right down at the bottom of that leaf, and I'm going to come back up at that same spot and do my next vine. So to tie off, I just go to the back and make a self loop. Pull it tight and trim it off. And to start a new thread, I use my little trick, and if that doesn't work, I might need to trim off the ends to make them more even. So I come back up at the bottom of that leaf, and my next stitch is a vine. And then I just keep doing alternating between leaf and vine. I hope you give this stitch a try, and we will see you on Wednesday for Build-A-Block. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to help my channel grow. Have a great week.